Hey, what's going on, guys? Gonna be going over yesterday's trade recap. Gonna be going over the loss. Ended up taking one trade yesterday, and it ended up being a loss. And let's go over why I took it, what I liked about it, and yeah, it's gonna be it. I ended up not trading at all today. I wasn't on the charts today. Sadly, I had other things that I had to do, so unfortunate. There was a really clean setup today, but I'm not gonna go over it because that's all gonna be hindsight. Oh, that's all gonna be hindsight. So let's go over the trade I ended up taking yesterday. So overall, let's go back here. Yeah, let's back here. Overall, coming into that day in particular, I was leaning more bullish than I was bearish. Reason was simple. If we look at the higher time frame structure here, I really like this higher time frame structure. We're in a clear higher time frame market maker buy model, as we can see. And with that in mind as well, what I also loved about this higher time frame structure was how we were delivering off of key levels. We were bouncing off of gaps, and it was looking pretty clean, right? And we have also a bunch of low resistance liquidity leading up to that higher time frame DOL, which is the Monday's last week's high. So I think that's previous week high. And yeah, if we just look at what we've been doing, like it just looks really nice. We have 4 hour, we wick the CE, we bounce off of it, we make a move higher. We have another 4 hour, we wick the CE, we bounce off of it, we move higher. Like this is just very simple market structure. Like it's just boom, 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 boom. Like it's a clear bullish bias. So pretty clear bias coming in today for me. I was looking for longs definitely. And if we want to go to the long I ended up taking, where was this? This is Wednesday. Where did I just get sent to? What? Wait, what? Oh. Oh, sorry. What am I tripping about? Of course, yeah. Cool. So, let's just go into market open here. Sorry, I don't know. I'm kind of lost right now. Why am I lost? What does market open end up doing? Okay, cool. So market ends up opening higher here, and we ended up generating more liquidity higher. And then after this, I think sorry, today as well was a bit. I didn't want to trade until after 10 a.m. Reason being was because Trump was allegedly speaking at 10 a.m. And before that, I just didn't want to take anything because I thought it was kind of sus. So let's just play out this price action here. We actually ended up getting this really clean 2-minute inversion here. Where we ended up coming down. Where 930 generated liquidity higher, and we ended up having that resweep, and then we ended up getting a clean 2-minute. I just stayed away from this in particular, but this was, in my opinion, trade of the day. I just stayed away from it because it was coming into 10 a.m. and I just didn't really want to take anything close to that because I didn't want to risk my stop loss being railed by Trump saying something. And yeah, we ended up coming in here and we ended up having a data high at 10 a.m. So this was a data high, and this data high, in my opinion, was pretty insignificant. Reason being was because it was inside of a no key level whatsoever in the higher time frame. So there was just nothing like making this high protected, in my opinion. We ended up opening up this 15-minute fair value gap right here. So it was a pretty simple condition. If we were going to be bearish from sweeping at this, technically sweeping at this external range high or London session high, I'd want to see this 15-minute get ran through, but if it didn't, then I would definitely more inclined to be bullish. We ended up coming into this 15-minute fair value gap, and we ended up leaving a huge rejection wick off of it on both pairs, which I just really liked. This was a sponsored gap by the hourly and by the 4 hour, so everything here was just bullish higher time frame sponsorship, which I was a huge fan of. And we ended up getting this 5-minute inversion on this next candle right here. I ended up taking my position on this. Ended up entering longs on this 5-minute gap. My stop loss here, targeting just a 1-to-1 with this trade, and just like around here. And my break even point was going to be if the S&P 500 ended up taking this high first, and I ended up just getting stopped out on this trade. Honestly, I think this trade was great. I think it had really good narrative behind it, but we just ended up not delivering, and then I think we just ended up selling off or chopping around, yeah, for that entire session. And the ironic thing about this is I actually ended up getting slammed with this candle here was actually when Trump started to speak, but I already thought that he did speak, because I wasn't really paying attention to the actual news event, or I wasn't paying attention to what he was saying. I think it was some Iran tweet or something got to do with this. Ended up having this big candle here, and just completely strayed us away from this drawn liquidity, which was super unfortunate. And yeah, honestly, that's it. I would realistically take this trade again. I did like this trade, and it was just a lack of delivery, and the PA just sort of fell off literally the second I entered, which is just unfortunate. It happened. It is what it is. But overall, I think this trade was really good, and I wouldn't realistically take this trade again. I'm not sure what we ended up doing. We just started ranging for the entire day, and I think we did end up eventually going and taking out that high after having like a resweep here. So it is what it is. Not really much I can do about that. I think I lost around $430 on this trade, so definitely not bad. It's just whatever, risked my normal amount and then got off after my one trade. And yeah, pretty simple stuff. I did really like this 5 minute though. I was a huge fan of the rejection wick that we left off of the 15-minute for value gap and then inverse this 5 minute. It was really just screaming bullish to me that we really wanted to take this high that we left, this data high that we left here. So yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for today's trade recap. Technically it was yesterday's one, but yeah, if you guys have any questions or if you took anything on Monday or if you took anything today, leave it in the comments below. Always interested to hear what you guys are taking. And yeah, going to be documenting my entire journey to profitability here. Even more locked in now. I've got a new journal, which I'm really a fan of because I can take screenshots of my trades and then pop them in there and then spoke on why I took them, how I took them, and all that stuff. So pretty cool. I'm excited for the future. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next trade recap, which will be tomorrow. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And except for that, peace out.